YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So today we're going to start building the XB8e 22. So let's get you in for a closer view, get rid of all this and we'll start building. Right, so this is a start point. So it looks like we're going to be assembling the front and rear diffs, and it uses the rubber sealed bearings, and you're going to want some of the graphite grease. So right, so this is going to be where we're starting. So basically we've got to get one of our little O-rings and you want to put some graphite grease on it, and then you want to get some graphite grease on your output cup, so all along here, and then you want a bearing on the outside. Then we're going to slide that through. Then we want to get that little O-ring to sit down as far as we can, because you don't want to be pinching and trapping it. And then you should be able to sit the shim straight on the back. And then once we've got that in place, you're going to want to drop your diff pin through. So that's got everything into place, and then we just drop the gear on. And then we've got to make the opposite side. So got one of the diff cases, and then again we're going to want a tiny orange O-ring, and we're going to want to grease that up. And to date I've not found any way using it without getting covered in it. So we get this bearing into place, then we want as output shaft, get plenty of this graphite grease on here, and then we want our bearing. And it does say use the blue sealed bearings on all these. Then we're going to want our shim. And once you've got that sat down, get one of the drive pins, and you should just be able to spin that round, and then we've just got to slide the drive pin through. And this is easier with some tweezers or snap nose pliers. And I usually find you have to hold that side at shim down to get it through. But basically that's what we're looking for. Nice smooth action, and then you can line the pin up in the centre, and then we just drop one of the gears in place. So that's us front and rear, and you're going to have to assemble that twice, so I'll crack on assembling the second one. Right, so as next stage we're going to have to build the centre gears up. So we're going to want a shim, a gear, and then a gear, and then a shim. And then we basically drop them into place. And like all RCs, you want to make sure the flat is facing up. So we're going to need 4 of these made up. And you can make your life a little easier with these if you put a tiny blob of the same diff grease that you're going to be using, or diff oil. If you drop it onto the actual shaft that runs through the middle, it does make it a bit easier to turn. and they don't drop off. But these aren't going together too bad, so I don't think we need to. So again, we need shim, gear, gear, shim. Then you can just drop them into place and we'll get this final one together. And then you want to decide which one is going to be your front and which is going to be your rear. And I find it handy just to mark on them. So I'm just going to put an F on that one. An R on that one. So you can scratch it on, you can do it with paint, however you like. But basically, we've got his front and his rear. So what we're going to need to do now is, it looks like the rear runs 3000. Now you can do this by weight. So it looks like the front and rear, so what's it say, 39.3 grams front and rear. But it also says front and rear top it up to 41.9 gram. Or you can do what I like to do and just fill them up to just above the actual diff gears. It's literally just a solid tub, you can't squeeze it. But luckily this stuff's pretty thin, so you can pour it. So I like to put a bit in and then just work the gears round. Let it soak in completely. Push the gears down so you know whereabouts you're aiming. And then I basically just top it up to just over the cross. Because if you put any more oil in than that, it's all going to squirt out when you try and fasten it together. And that is about perfect. So it's ever so slightly just above the cross in the centre. So that is our rear one with the 3000 CST. Now the front one is 7000. And don't forget to work the gears round. You want that diff crease to get in everywhere. So that's as 3000 rear, 7000 front. So now all we need to do is close the diffs up. So you're going to want to get a gasket. I'm not really sure which works out easier on this, placing it on top of the diff or placing it on the actual diff cover, but either way, whichever works better for you. So we just need to line it up, and these are all going to be 2mm screws or 2mm heads. So let's get all these screwed down. What I like to do with diff cases is screw them almost down, but make sure you get all four in first before you start tightening it up. And I wouldn't tighten it all the way up with the electric driver. I like to finish it off by hand. So once we get it almost down, I then like to just work my way around, finish tightening them up by hand, then you know you're not stripping any threads out and you know exactly how tight you've got everything. But there we have it. One very smooth, and there don't feel to be any play in it, front diff. So let's get the rear together. Line the gasket up and we can get some screws in. Alright, so just finish tightening the rear ones up, just making sure they're all tight and we're not overly tightening anything because we don't want stripped threads. But that is a nice, really smooth action and no play rear diff. So it says when it's fully assembled you can actually check the that they've gone together right. So the measurement is meant to be 32.3 to 32.5 mil to the outer of your bearings on either side. Right, moving on to the centre diff now. Right, so we have a centre diff. So same way assembling this, and again it says you use the sealed bearings. So we're going to want one sealed bearing, we're going to want some graphite grease on the output shaft. So once we've got that on, then I'm going to work it through. Then we're going to want a little orange washer, little rubber O-ring, sorry, on the inside. Then we're going to want a shim in place. Make sure you've not crushed your little O-ring. I've got it trapped. Then we want a retaining pin and our gear. And for this I'm going to put a little bit of grease inside the bearing seat, the O-ring seat, because I can't really get in there once the output shaft's in. So we've got a bit more grease on that. I'm just going to get a little bit on this bearing because we've got quite a lot on that output shaft. So again, so easy to forget the bearings on any diff that's assembled like this. So we need the O-ring to be sat all the way down. If you just work the shim round, you will feel it drop. And then if you work the diff pin back into one of the large holes, you can get it straight through where it needs to be. Then we can drop his gear on, and same way of assembling the front and rear ones. We're going to have a gear on either one of these, but this is a lot bigger diff housing, so then we've got obviously much bigger drive pins that run through the middle at gearing. So that's got one. And we're going to have our top one in place. So it looks like you also have the option of buying some of these pins that are smaller diameter but with little inserts on the ends to dissipate the heat. Not really sure. I've not seen that in any other diff design, and I've not really seen any need for it. Because basically the only way these are getting really hot is if your diff's spinning out. And if that's the case, I'd probably go for some thicker diff fluid rather than melt me diff. Or back off at throttle a bit. Right, so that's got everything that we need assembled there. And again, we're going for the 7000 CST, so same as the front one, I believe. There is quite a lot of diff oil in these, so I'm guessing that's going to dissipate the heat quite well. Because you've got a lot of thermal sort of mass to soak up the thermal heat, all the energy. Usually you're going to have to work pretty hard to melt a diff. I've seen it done, mainly on bashers though, not on racers. Too much just pin it throttle. And again with this one you can go to weight, which I believe it's 42.79 gram, but then it also tells you to do it to 48.17. Not sure why. I know some guys swear by doing it by weight, but I've never found an issue if you just fill it up to just above the cross on the gears. And I've got a hell of a lot of RCs and I've never had a problem with any of the diffs doing it this way. Nice to see they do give you plenty of diff oil, or it seems so far. I've had plenty to fill the front, rear and centre with a good amount to spare by the looks of this. So now we need to close up as diff. Yeah, that's close enough. And then we just need to close it up. So we just finish tightening this down. Don't over tighten it because you've only got fine threads and small heads on the screws, and we don't want broken diff cases or threaded screws. Alright, so that is a centre diff. Really nice action, and I'm going to call it a day for this one, because we'll end up with videos that are just way too long and very boring to watch. So that'll do for now, and let's get this one wrapped up. So there we have front, rear and centre diffs assembled. So tune in next time and we'll carry on assembling the XB8e. Thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. Don't forget to share to friends and family, or anybody else that you want to bore stiff watching my incessant ramblings. I'll catch you guys again in the next one.